Commander Alara Vance stood at the observation deck of the Earth Defense Station, her eyes scanning the endless sea of stars. Beyond the glass, the distant glow of alien fleets patrolled the outskirts of the system, silent and deliberate. She had served humanity for nearly 20 years, fighting in the most dangerous corners of the galaxy, yet nothing had prepared her for what she was about to uncover. The Galactic Council was supposed to be a place of fairness and cooperation. Humans were the newcomers, yes, but they had proven their worth in countless crises. They had brought innovations in space travel, medical technology, and tactical warfare that even the most advanced alien races could not ignore. And yet, whispers had started to reach human ears, whispers of betrayal, of secret agreements that threatened to strip humans of their place in the galaxy. Alara's communicator beeped sharply, breaking her thoughts. She tapped it, and the holographic image of Ambassador Karen Talvesh, a tall, blue-scaled alien from the Council's executive chamber, appeared. "Commander Vance," Karen said, voice low and cautious, "you need to see this." I didn't believe it at first, but it's worse than we thought. Alara felt a chill. "Send it through." The transmission revealed classified Council files, encrypted messages between human diplomats and multiple Council leaders. The content was shocking. The Council had secretly approved a plan to limit human influence and restrict access to advanced technologies, citing human unpredictability as the justification. Even more disturbing, they had agreed to secretly monitor and control human colonies, all while pretending to maintain cooperation and equality. Alara's jaw tightened. Humans had risked everything for the Council. They had faced alien warlords, navigated uncharted systems, and sacrificed lives to maintain galactic peace. And now this? A silent, calculated betrayal. This is treason, she muttered, barely able to keep her voice steady. "They are betraying their own allies." Karen nodded, his eyes dark with worry. "Yes. And if humans find out before the Council is ready, it could spark a war the galaxy isn't prepared for." Alara's mind raced. Humanity couldn't ignore this. Not this time. Diplomacy had its limits, and the Council had crossed every line. She immediately convened a meeting with Earth's High Command, gathering the most trusted military and diplomatic leaders in a secure chamber deep within the station. "Ladies and gentlemen," Alara began, her voice steady but firm, "we've been betrayed. The Council has been planning to undermine humanity. They aim to control our colonies and limit our technology. They think we won't fight back." There was a stunned silence. No one spoke at first. The gravity of the situation was immense. Humans prided themselves on cooperation and fairness, but this was a test of survival, of strength, and of honor. Admiral Jonas Mercer, a veteran of dozens of interstellar conflicts, broke the silence. "We've faced threats before," he said, voice low but resolute. "Alien warlords, rogue fleets, cosmic disasters. But this is different. This is a betrayal by those we trusted. We cannot let it stand," Alara nodded. "Exactly. The Council believes we are naive. They believe humans are a young, impulsive species. They are wrong. We will show them that humans do not bend to deception." The discussion turned to strategy. They had to act carefully. Any rash move could trigger a full-scale war, potentially endangering every human colony. Yet the Council had underestimated one thing: humans' ability to adapt, innovate, and unite when faced with injustice. Over the next days, Alara and her team coordinated with leaders across Earth's colonies, quietly gathering intelligence, fortifying defenses, and preparing for every possible outcome. Human engineers worked tirelessly to develop new defensive systems, blending reverse-engineered alien technology with human ingenuity. Colonists volunteered to serve as intelligence scouts, ensuring every corner of human space was monitored. Meanwhile, the Council continued its meetings, unaware that humanity was aware of their plans. They underestimated humans' unity and determination. They believed Earth would bow, as some older civilizations had done in the past. They did not know the human spirit. Alara stood again on the observation deck, watching a fleet of human ships move in formation below. Each ship was armed, shielded, and ready, not for war, not yet, but for a message. A message that humans would no longer be underestimated. She thought of the sacrifices humanity had made, families lost on distant colonies, explorers who never returned. Scientists who gave their lives to develop technology that would protect humanity. Every human being deserved justice. Every human being deserved respect. The ultimatum had to be clear, decisive, and impossible to ignore. Alara drafted the message herself, ensuring it carried both authority and moral weight. To the Galactic Council, humanity has discovered your plans to restrict our colonies and manipulate our people. We will not accept betrayal. We demand immediate transparency, accountability, and equal rights within the Council. Failure to comply will result in humanity taking all necessary measures to protect our people, our colonies, and our honor. This is not a threat, it is a certainty. Humanity will act. Commander Alara Vance, Earth Defense Forces. When the ultimatum was broadcast across the galaxy, it caused a shockwave. Council members stared at their consoles in disbelief. Some laughed nervously, convinced humans were bluffing. Others quietly began to reconsider their alliances, realizing that underestimating humans could be catastrophic. Back on Earth, Alara watched news feeds from every human colony. The response was unanimous: outrage, pride, and determination. Humanity was no longer a silent participant in galactic politics. They were a force to be reckoned with. But not all aliens were ready to bow to human authority. Some factions began mobilizing fleets preparing to test humanity's resolve. Alara knew the coming days would be dangerous. Every decision had to be precise. Every move had to reflect human skill, strategy, and ingenuity. She convened a final briefing with her most trusted officers. "The Council believes they control this galaxy," she said, voice echoing in the chamber. "They do not understand humans. They have never seen what we are capable of when pushed to the edge. Our next moves will show them that humans are not just survivors. We are innovators, fighters, and leaders. And we will not forgive betrayal." As night fell over the central command station, Alara allowed herself a brief moment of reflection. She looked at the stars and remembered the countless generations who had dreamed of reaching them. Humanity had always been underestimated, on Earth, on distant colonies, in the far reaches of space. And yet, time and time again, humans had risen above expectation. This time would be no different. The Council had made a grave mistake. Humans were about to respond, and the galaxy would remember it. Alara turned back to her team. "Prepare the fleets. Coordinate with the colonies. Every ship, every soldier, every mind must be ready. Humanity is taking a stand, and when we act, the Council will know the strength of our unity, the power of our ingenuity, and the certainty of our resolve." And so, the stage was set. Across the galaxy, human colonies buzzed with quiet preparation. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, and civilians all contributed in their own way. United by one purpose: to protect humanity from betrayal and assert their rightful place among the stars. In the shadowed halls of the Galactic Council, alarms began to sound. Members hurried to secure communications, their confidence shaken. They had believed humans were naive, young, and manageable. They had believed a simple betrayal would go unnoticed. They were wrong. Because humans were not just a species, they were a force built on resilience, creativity, and honor. And for every betrayal, every slight, and every insult, humanity would answer. Not with panic, not with desperation, but with strength, intelligence, and determination. The ultimatum had been issued. The Council had been warned. And somewhere deep in the human colonies, a quiet but powerful thought spread. The galaxy had underestimated humanity. That mistake would never be repeated. The galaxy held its breath. Humanity had spoken, and the message was clear. Betrayal would not be tolerated. Across countless star systems, humans prepared. Scientists fine-tuned defenses. Engineers worked on advanced stealth technologies, and fleets were mobilized with precision. Every human, from the youngest cadet to the oldest veteran, understood the stakes. Commander Alara Vance stood once again on the observation deck of Earth Defense Station, her hands clasped behind her back. Her eyes scanned the star-strewn void. Below her, human fleets moved like coordinated shadows, silently readying themselves for action. The Council had believed humanity would be timid, that humans would appeal to diplomacy and logic alone. They had misjudged the human spirit. Alara turned to her trusted aide, Lieutenant Ray Chen, who had been with her since the earliest skirmishes near the Orion Expanse. "Every fleet is in position. she asked. Ray nodded. All fleets confirmed. Every colony is secure. We've completed all preparatory drills. Humanity is ready, Commander. Alara's lips pressed into a thin line. Good, but readiness alone isn't enough. We need strategy, unpredictability. We need to remind the galaxy why humans survive where others fail. The Council had underestimated humans in the past. In trade negotiations, humans had solved crises that centuries of alien diplomacy had failed to resolve. In exploration, humans had survived environments lethal to even the most advanced alien species. And in war, humans had turned desperation into victory with ingenuity and courage. The Council had forgotten all of this, or they had never truly understood it. That mistake would be their undoing. Phase 1. Intelligence and Deception. The first phase of humanity's plan was subtle. While the Council's fleets gathered near the central hyperspace nexus, believing their control over human movements was unchallenged, human ships moved unseen through uncharted routes. They employed adaptive cloaking technology, designed to bend light and evade detection even from the most advanced alien sensors. Scout ships relayed real-time intelligence to human commanders. Every Council patrol was tracked, every patrol route mapped, every weak point identified. Humans moved like shadows, silent and invisible, yet observing everything. At the same time, human diplomats initiated a subtle campaign of persuasion. Council members who were undecided or uneasy about humanity's treatment were approached. Humans presented undeniable evidence of their loyalty, ingenuity, and value to the galaxy, carefully appealing to logic, self-interest, and respect. Some aliens began to question their previous positions. Alara watched the reports coming in, her confidence growing. The Council thinks they control this situation, she said to Ray. They don't. We control how they see it, how they react. And they will see that humanity is not a species to be underestimated. Phase 2. Strategic Demonstration. After days of covert preparation, humanity was ready to make its first statement. The Earth Defense Station initiated a controlled energy surge, triggering a series of pulses visible across nearby systems. Alien observers, assuming it to be a minor malfunction, were shocked to discover the pulses were human-made tactical simulations, demonstrating the range and precision of human technology. The Council's arrogance faltered. Their advisors whispered uneasily. Some fleets began repositioning while others hesitated, unsure of what they were facing. Alara addressed her command team. This is only the beginning. They must understand that humans are unified, that our technology is advanced, and that our resolve is absolute. We do not seek unnecessary conflict. We seek respect and fairness. But we will act if they force our hand. Phase 3, the ultimatum executed, the time for demonstration passed. The ultimatum was no longer words, it was action. Humans deployed specialized fleets, moving quickly through hyperspace corridors previously thought impossible. The central hyperspace nexus, a vital hub connecting dozens of Council-controlled systems, became the stage for humanity's strategic display. In a synchronized operation, human ships positioned themselves at key points around the nexus. Defensive shields were projected, communication channels jammed, and observation satellites activated. The Council fleets arrived confident and well-armed, only to find human forces already in place, fully prepared and impossible to surprise. Alara's voice echoed across the command network. Council leaders, humanity has discovered your plans. We are fully prepared to protect ourselves and our colonies. This is your final warning. Respect our sovereignty, acknowledge our contributions, and uphold fairness. Fail to do so, and humanity will act decisively. For a moment, silence filled the galaxy. Council members looked at each other, uncertain, tense, and finally afraid. They had believed humans could be threatened or ignored. They were wrong. Phase 4. Unity and Ingenuity. While the Council debated internally, human engineers executed a subtle but brilliant strategy. Using a combination of gravitational field manipulation and cloaked drones, humans neutralized key Council weapons platforms without firing a single shot. Communication lines were disrupted, command signals delayed, and the alien fleets became disorganized, all without direct conflict. Alara smiled faintly. This is how humans fight, not recklessly but intelligently. Precision, strategy, and courage combined. That is what the galaxy must understand. Human fleets remained in position, ready for escalation, yet holding back violence. The display itself was enough to send a message. Humanity was capable, precise, and united. No betrayal would go unanswered. Phase 5. Diplomacy on human terms. Finally, the Council reached out requesting an emergency communication with Earth's leaders. Alara and a team of human diplomats and strategists participated in the first-ever human-led negotiation from a position of complete strength. Commander Vance, began Karen Talvesh. The blue-scaled ambassador voiced tense, "You have proven impressive capabilities." The Council acknowledges our misjudgment. Alara nodded. Acknowledgement is a start. But respect, transparency, and equality are required. Humans do not compromise on fairness. We will act to defend our people, but we prefer solutions based on reason and honor. The Council, humbled and wary, agreed to review all previous decisions affecting humans, restore full human participation, and create mechanisms to prevent future deception. Humanity's demands were clear, precise, and rooted in reason. For the first time, the Council realized that humans were not only brave and resourceful, they were leaders in their own right. Phase 6. The HFY moment. As negotiations concluded, Alara reflected on what had occurred. Humans had faced betrayal, and they had responded not with blind rage but with strategy, intelligence, and unity. They had preserved peace while asserting their place in the galaxy. Colonists from countless systems celebrated quietly, yet proudly. Scientists and engineers returned to their labs, knowing they had contributed to a victory of intellect over arrogance. Soldiers maintained their vigilant watch, ready for any challenge. Every human understood that their species had proven its value, not by force alone but by blending courage with wisdom. Alara looked at the stars, her thoughts calm but resolute. "The galaxy has underestimated humans for centuries," she said softly to Ray. "But now they know. They know what humans are capable of, and they will think twice before betraying us again." Ray smiled. "We've shown them the human way, honor, strategy, and unity. That's what makes us strong." Alara nodded. "Yes, and that is what makes humanity special. We adapt, we survive, we lead, and we will never forget who we are or what we fight for." The stars outside the observation deck shimmered with distant light, a reminder of both the dangers and the opportunities in the galaxy. Humanity had issued the ultimatum, and the galaxy had listened. But for Commander Vance and her team, this was not the end. It was a beginning of a new era where humanity would be recognized not just as survivors, but as innovators, leaders, and defenders of justice in the galaxy. In the quiet hum of the Earth Defense Station, Alara allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. The betrayal had been met, the challenge answered, and humanity had emerged stronger than ever. The Council had learned a lesson that would echo for generations. Humans were not a species to control, manipulate, or underestimate. They were a species to respect and to fear when betrayed. And with that, humanity looked to the stars not with fear but with hope, ambition, and the unshakable confidence that wherever the galaxy tested them, humans would always rise.